Alright guys, welcome back to the 76 Grand Cross video. We have the new live stream of Tower God Part 2, which is basically all been revealed. They did the teasers and we kind of knew through leaks already who they were and the silhouettes. The little Mango style edit here is kind of cool. Hope it doesn't get claimed. Okay, here we go. So it might be a counter character for like what we saw leaks. I haven't actually watched the series, by the way, so I actually don't know. Okay, AoE. Single target. Human character, by the way. These should both be human, I don't know. I've seen him in the opening. SSR, not an LR, by the way, just saying. Hang on. She might be the LR, though. Let's see. Okay, single target AoE for both of them. That could have been two single targets. The trailer's cool, though, I will say. This is ultimate. Okay, I'm actually, that looked like a buff skill. Right, okay. She looks like... Okay, SSR. So no LRs, by the way. No LRs. So they're not doing the military treatment. And then, yeah, of course, the other characters are getting returned as well. Zahard I never actually pulled, so I can actually get him for the first time. And anytime I pull a character, it's going to be a dupe anyway, because I got them both, or both. Zahard, what's the name? Yuri and Bam, right? I got them both 1-6. Okay, that's his ultimate. Okay, you put 5 powers. Alright. I hope they get buffed up, I guess. I don't know how much you can buff up, though, because the two other characters are PvE. I'm more curious about the outfits. I want to see what the outfits are like, because Yuri's going to get probably some more ones, and she had some decent ones last time. Okay, so just for the login, probably like the last 2 times now, you're going to get 15 tickets day 1, 15 tickets day 2, so you get 3 multis basically back to back. Also 70 gems, and also just for you doing your missions you get whenever the new collaboration comes, you can get 10 more tickets plus a free copy of Bomb, which is actually quite nice because out of the collaboration, he's the only one that you actually use. And surprised me last year how much I actually still use that guy last year. So yeah, people are going to like that one. Ooh, okay, they're the outfits. Normally, the left-hand one is the SSR one, right? And you get it for free. Or you can pay 60 gems. But it's like from the anime, so I actually don't know. But it looks alright. I don't know, because that's kind of the same style they've done like the past 2 collaborations. Oh! Okay, let me... They got Nastian's outfit just on screen. That must be his Hawk Pass one. But he's red, though. Is that good right now in the middle? Alright, new costume is a bit different than what they usually do. Normally, they do like really bad ones. I mean, if you like it, you like it. It looks like it's from Britain. Oh, you know what? That actually looks a lot better. That actually one looks a lot better. Because I like the green. But it's more like realistic. Not realistic. Ooh. Is it better than the mate? I really like the headpiece. They look a lot better. I'm not a big fan of that one, actually. Because I'm actually annoyed of how much they reuse that red and green color scheme. Like, I feel like Bomb's the most. But you got to pay for these, right? These aren't free. Yeah, I think Sahar got shafted. That's already that outfit comparable towards these two. 70 since X. Okay, that's crazy. So the first skill is deal damage equal to 5% attack or a fire damage onto a single target. Fire is double crit rate, penetration is doubled, and damage dealt by 5% for each ignition or ignites affected on the target. Might be a bit of a new Kyo, we have to wait and see. And then the second skill is going to be deal with fire damage equal to 3% attack onto all enemies. Fire, I guess it's translated a bit differently because they are 2 different skill effects. For every 1% of HP lost, damage dealt when using skills are increased by 1.5 and the crit chance is increased. So essentially the lower HP you have, the more damage you're going to do, which is actually kind of unique a little bit. I mean, there have been sometimes they had skills like that, but obviously the first one that comes to mind was what, OG Captain Melee with the full counter. That was his passive essentially, where yeah, if you can get this character down to 1 HP, maybe she got some sort of immortality, then that AoE skill might wipe. And the ultimate is deal formless attack as 5 damage towards all enemies and grant 7. That's 6/6 by the way. So maybe expect 3 to 4, like 1/6. And obviously the more you do pad, the better it gets. But 7 ignites are kind of crazy. But assumingly by then you probably obviously already killed everyone. So getting ignites on might not be too helpful. But I guess if they have the melee Elizabeth shield on, then it'll be good because you can kind of bypass that and do damage your AoE skill. So flame is crit chance is double, penetration is double. So yeah, I guess the other translation was flame and then fire. So this is what the the single target skill is, but AoE and ultimate. Damage dealt obviously increased, assuming it does apply before the actual ultimate goes off. So that might be a pretty big AoE ultimate. Ignition damage seed can be stacked up to 10 times infinitely, basically. So you max out your ignites, right? Which is kind of cool. And then at the start of an enemy's turn and an ally's turn, grant all enemies one ignition effect for... Wow, yo. That's a buffed up Kyo. Kyo's to start your turn. It's at the end of the enemy's turn, so going in to like... So if you start first, right, you're going to get one ignite because it start your turn. And then at the end of their turn, they're going to have 2. And at the start of your second turn, you're going to have 3 ignites. For each ignite effect on all enemies, your allies' damage dealt is increased by 3%. And the damage taken is reduced by 3 up to 30. And obviously that stacks per person. So if you start turn 1, by turn 2, basically, each character have 3 ignites, so you have 9, and you already max out. You won't be fully maxed out because you need 10, but you'll be almost maxed out your relic by turn 2. And then for the passive, which makes or break the character, for each human ally in battle, your stats will increase by 5%, not the enemies. And at the start of combat, grant yourself a flaming shield. Oh, wow, this is kind of cool. Oh, yo, hang on, she actually does immortality. Burning shield, or flaming shield, right, when it translates. HP does not fall below 1%. Reflects 50% damage received raw. Because you, bear in mind, if you die towards reflects, you don't get raised. So if melee Eddie plays wrong, this will actually kill and bypass the res. If you receive damage 4 times from an enemy skill during an enemy's turn, the effect is cancelled. Okay, so... I wonder how, okay, so I'm assuming it's 4 skills, right? So the burning shield, you can still take damage, right? It's just you can't obviously die. So after you get attacked 4 times, assumingly if you counter it into another, like, Ren, if that's her name, then maybe it removes it again because you reflect damage and you take damage. So you kind of think of it as, like, Millen having her dragon armor, like, rampages at the start of the battle 4 times, but except, you know, you don't absorb 1 damage. I know, that's kind of crazy. Starting first is going to be obviously important with this character because then you get more ignites. And also, that's just like 2 more times for you to freely do stuff. Yeah, yo. We'll have to wait and see. I'm assuming it's going to be a grey debuff, right? It can't be white. It can't be a blue debuff. If they do, that's outrageous, especially in Esterosa meta. Okay, this is kind of weird. At the end and start of the ally's turn, grant 1 family flame to all characters in the battlefield. The way it's worded, it might even be your whole team and the enemy's team, right? And can be stacked twice. You can have, what, 3 in your allies, 3 in your enemies, if that's how it's worded. And then the flame family debuff, where they may do, at the start of the ally's turn, you're going to lose HP. It's remaining, so it's not max, so it's not as bad. And after using your skill, all family flames of characters will be removed, and for each family flame removed, increase your damage dealt and critical damage by 10% up to 242%. Up to 240%. And assuming this is like a one-time thing, so let's say you remove all your allies and your enemies, assuming that's what it does, right? And it's both twice. That's what, 12? So after 1 to 2 turns, depending on when you start, you can get upwards to 100% damage increase. And in the next turn, because it obviously doesn't reset, you can then do it again. I mean, this character sounds pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, immortality until you hit 4 times, bunch of ignites, damage dealt, constantly dealing damage with the remaining HP, damage increase. Sounds pretty good. We have to wait and see how it looks in gameplay though, because yeah, if they're like grey debuffs or blue debuffs, it really does make or break the character. Okay, we can kind of see already. So that is the flame shield. It is a grey debuff. And I guess them dealing damage to remaining HP at the start of battle is, or the end of the turn, is kind of good for like the lizard shields, right? Because it does a little bit of damage towards them. And the ignites, as we can see, are actually grey as well. So yeah, they can't cleanse it to you. So here we go. First skill of Urek, is that his name? Deals medium damage equal to 5 attack onto a single target. 10 Chechi, or I guess medium with the translations, right, is when using a skill, your attack power increased by 50% and critical damage is doubled. I wonder if it's like a buff skill. I think it's not. It's just gonna be like, okay, you just have double damage, or 50% plus crit damage is doubled. Sure, why not? And then blue is at the end. For 3 turns, this is single target too, by the way. Reducing enemies. Oh, is this gonna be good? Enemies defense rate starts by 50% and then deal powerful explosion damage equal to 3% of attack. Strong explosion is going to be critical damage is doubled. And then also as well. Okay, you know what? That's not too bad. So to explain what this skill does, Eren, if you've seen him how he works, right? He lowers the critical or defense rate stats before the skill actually goes off. That is basically what this skill is. I'm assuming when you use the skill, it's going to apply before he attacks, which is a good thing because then he's now doing, or you're lowering the critical resistance, so you're basically almost guaranteeing a crit. Hopefully, right? You can not only hope for that. And then when you do crit, your crit damage is double. So it's spike, right? So it's a buffed up spike. Imagine this character has spike, but you also lower the defense stats before you attack. With the wait and see, the way the game is right now, there's no way he has to apply it first and then deal damage. Just has to apply before the actual skill effect is used. Plus, I guess you have Balm. Doesn't Balm do that on his normal skills? So maybe you have to use both together. But yeah, that is more or less a DPS version of it. Relic and Ultimate. So the Relic is for each basically, unalive person on the battlefield, your crit chance is increased by 50%. So as the game goes on, you get more crit chance. Oh, it's his character though, right? That's one thing I've been worried with the other character. That's also allies too. So if you're like last alive or one ally dies and one ally dies on their team, you're gonna have upwards to like what? If it's a 1v1, three your allies dies 150, you can get upwards to 40% crit chance basically. And in the ultimate is increase all stats. All stats are kind of crazy by 5%. Assuming once again this scales up, the more dupes you do get for 2 turns. Grant allies, and I guess himself as well, divine water barrier effect for 2 turns and deals 522% attack onto all enemies in damage. And divine water barrier generates a shield equal to 3% of your attack at the start of the battle and reduce damage taken by 80%. Is that similar towards Lucio? No, Lucio did damage based off like the damage he dealt. But I think you do get that reduced damage taken though. It's just he did it based off his damage he deals. So this is just based on your attack. Not too great, if I'm being honest. Because it's, obviously again the all-stat is crazy. And then you're going to have shield based of your all-stat. But assuming once again, by the time you ult, you probably killed everyone anyway. So, do you really need to shield if you killed everyone? I think he should be fine. It's just a little bit of benefit on top, right? The all-star's the biggest thing. If anything, the shield's more helpful towards like lower dupe people. But let's go towards the passive. So, for each ally in battle, your stats increase by 5%. So, more importantly, it's stats, not obviously basic stats. So, just outright 50% all-stat buff. Plus with the, 50% or 5% he gets from his ultimate. 45%. The ultimate should be able to wipe everyone. At the start of the battle, grant yourself taunt effect for 1 turn, which is going to be a little bit toxic because that means if you have the other character, the female, I forgot her name, that means they can't target her, right? At the start of the battle, which means it's going to be harder to remove her guarantee hits. So unless they got 4 AoE skills, which to be fair, most people have nowadays anyway, but you have to waste 4 AoE skills turn 1, it's very possible you might be able to get that female character, once again, I don't know the names right, to have that immortality for like 2 to 3 turns because you can't attack her. That's kind of crazy. At the start of battle, grant yourself Overlord and grant all allies the Overlord buff for 2 turns. Grant the barrier effect of Divine Water, power of Overlord, attack rate stat abilities. Wait, hang on, that's crazy. Because all allies are going to get Overlord. So everyone should get attack rate stats? That can't be right. We might have to see the English translation for this one. Single targets, attacks are increased by 5%. Divine Water barrier generates a shield equal to 3. Oh, wow, he gets that what his ultimate has, but on a passive? Oh, okay, I see what this is. Is this a start second? I wonder, because it says disappeared at the start of ally's turn. So if you start first, you get the buff, but you lose it straight away. So this is literally a start second character. And that's why you get a 5% attack rate stat buff. Because that means your shield's gonna be crazy stat, buddy. 50% all stat buff from himself. And then he gets 5% attack rate stat. So that shield's gonna be really, really powerful. Don't know why you have single target attack increase, though, if you don't continue. We'll wait and see. So, yeah, disappeared at the start of ally's turn. Each divine water barrier effect reduces damage taken by 2. Is that what it is? I have to see the English translation. This seems weird. If you survive with less than 50% of your remaining HP, remove all... Oh my god, they just made a new Rugal. Remove all debuffs from yourself and restore HP to max. Grant yourself invincibility for 1 turn. And grant Tower of Master for 2 turns. Invincibility, obviously, no damage. It is only 1 turn, so the time that you take damage, that's when you can't basically die. But the start next turn, you obviously you can die again. And in total, or Tower of Master, damage dealt by a single target is increased by 100% plus crit chance. Wow. They've just made a better Kyo and better Rugal. That's literally what it is. It's just a reskin Rugo and Kyo. Alright, let's check what he does then. So, is he start first, second? They start first, so yeah, let's see if he gets the buff right. So they do get the buff straight away. That's crazy. And he taunts too. So does he have the attack buff? No, for the looks of it, he doesn't, right? He just has the taunt and the shield. So I don't think you have... You lose the attack buff and the single target buff if you start first. It's only on the second time. That's confusing how that's worded. So yeah, you can see right now, by the way, he does apply the D4 stat first, which is good because then that makes you know it does double spike, right? Or double crit damage. But he didn't crit! That's tragic. Not a lot of damage there. Okay, not a lot of damage, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting to do turn-wise. They seem more defensive oriented, right? And more like stuff going on. But I don't know, I thought he'd do more straight away. Okay, so just brought the shield. So you can see she's taking damage. So I mean, to be fair, I'm about to say Rugal. The guy, okay, so he's gonna res now. And he's now invincible. He's now got his passive to work. She's now low HP. So now that AoE can do so much more damage. And when she uses skill, she like removes all that stuff. Does she remove it like the flame, right? So she's gonna have 120% crit chance and crit and damage dealt. This AoE might wipe, you know. But he got the shield up, so let's see. Oh, it did nothing. I thought it would do more. I mean, that did a lot more now with the stat buff. I mean, obviously, Lancelot's well, yeah. You know what? I thought they'd do a lot more. I don't know if you want to use both together. She still can't die either. If anything, it might be more supportive, right? Because he's really tanky. He's got the all-stat buff now. Get able to get up properly. And he's tanking a lot. That's actually crazy. Yeah. You know, he might be crazy at a tank. Did he have to attack him or was he taunting? I don't think he was taunting. He's not taunting, so they just outright attacked him. Or is he taunting? I'm not too sure. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a reverse Rugal, right? Rugal before turned into like a crazy DPS. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, once Melly's gone, and that shield went there, because I know a little bit... Okay, a little bit of slow burners, right? Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Wait, why are they using Sigurd in the backline? What? I mean, they're both going to be annoying to kill, right? Because they have like 2 invincibilities. 45% all stats? Okay, 6 again. Not as much as I thought. But again, that was type disadvantage though. Alright, I mean, first impressions, I think they will be really good. And it's just, I thought it'd be more powerful into the damage. I think stat-wise, they're definitely giving you like super tanky and hard to kill. But we don't really see much use of the reflect, right? Let's see how much damage they do to reflect. Because when she has that shield up, right? Are they reflecting damage? Are they reflecting damage? I guess they did, right? Because they took damage, like you can see. Gelder's shield is gone. Melly's basically gone. As you can't see the damage of the shield. Yeah, unless they like really play really bad and they do like a mass, like I think because once again these lot of damage ain't too crazy. When Melly gets his like his form and does like unreal damage, if they misplay and do a massive AoE to wipe the whole team, her actual reflect might reflect a lot. It's just, yeah, them skills didn't do too much because obviously they he didn't have a stat buff and the shield kind of ruined it. But it's still you know, the set for Lancelot didn't wipe out everyone. You know what? That's really good. The banner's actually... The fact they've included Sigurd is actually really good because assuming you want to use a full human team, right? Having Sigurd in the banner, that's actually sick for me because I actually want to get deep out. I only have him 1/6. So, I mean, Freya and Gopher, not too much. But then again, you already have 5 of the actual old club characters on the banner plus Sigurd. That's like 6 characters you actually want probably out of the 8. But yeah, guys, that's probably going to wrap up the video. Maybe they've gone out and buffed up the old characters, but you probably don't want to use any of them in PvP anyway. Free Bomb and those two, you know what? I wasn't interested in this collaboration too much because I haven't watched, obviously, Tower of God, but they look fun to play around with. And that's like human support characters are always going to be helpful in a team. Because I guess that's pretty good thing to not like outright crazy DPSs. Because we're going about, and we are about to get an abundance of human supports, you might be able to weave them in. And we got a new minigame. That's kind of cool. So guys, thank you for watching today's video, and yeah.